writes in with a question about location releases and permissions. Hi, I'm Gordon Firemark, and this is Asked and Answered, where I answer your entertainment law questions so you can take your career in business and show business to the next level.
Hi, I'm Sarah Werner. I am the host, writer, editor, producer, pretty much everything here at the Right Now podcast. The Right Now podcast is a podcast for aspiring writers, and it gives you the time, energy, and courage you need to pursue your passion and to write every day.
And welcome to the Production Advice website. My name is Ian Shepherd. I'm a mastering engineer and producer, and the idea of this site is to help you make your music sound great.
Hey, good morning, guys. Matt Castor here. Happy 4th of July. I'm going to kind of do this real quick. It's about 4:20 a.m. here on the East Coast. And somebody shot me an email the other day and says, where do you learn from? Who do you learn from? How do you know all this? And first and foremost, I've been doing this since I was, for about 40 years now. I've been doing it since I was 15. Started in a little Baptist church doing a tape ministry, and actually just got in a sound booth because I was with a buddy of mine. We went to school together, and we're typical teenagers, We're in church. We're in there cutting up, and everybody else is out there, listening to the Word of God. And, it is what it is. But anyway, what I do, I get my advice from professionals, and what I try and do is kind of break it down with Reaper and with what I do. We're talking about podcasting. We're not talking about laying down 30 tracks, mix and master and all these, but there is a procedure that you need to follow. Okay. So if you come up to the website, yourpodcastreview.com, look on the right-hand side, and I'm going to add some more links here. I just recently stumbled upon a young lady. Her name is Clara, and I loved her intro. And when I say I loved her intro, you're going to hear it here in a second. We're going to play around with it. This is not a podcast review. She's probably forgotten more than I'll ever learn, but I am going to contact her. I definitely would love to interview her, and we're going to try and do something here different in the upcoming weeks, and that's going to be Listen Live, where we're actually going to go up through Mixler, and everyone's invited. If you want to be on the show, just give us a holler, shoot us an email, let us know. Okay, but over on the right here, these are the and I need to upgrade this. I think it's about 605 now. And these are the only 5 podcasts that's made the requirements for the AES. And it's just something that we do. Okay. But Ian Shepherd, Ian's portfolio, as far as the people that he's worked with, is absolutely incredible. But this right here, man, he offers a free e-course for basic mastering with plugins. And we're going to talk about plugins today as well with Reaper. It's crucial. If you want to up your game, go up there and take this course. He breaks it down. He makes it simple to understand. And I just can't say enough good things about him. You're going to find him over here at productionadvice.co.uk /blog. Okay. But right here, he has the mastering show. I subscribe to it. I listen to it. I never miss an episode. In fact, I save his episodes so I can go back and refer to them. And I listen to them 2 or 3 times until I really absorb, what he's trying to say. And if you keep on going down, you'll see right here the free production advice. This guy's over here creating plugins. Here's the free e-course. Go up there and just check him out. I promise you won't be disappointed. And the young lady we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to use her audio. I absolutely love her intro. When you hear it, you're going to fall in love with it. She's going to give you audio terms as she's doing her intro so you can hear what they sound like. And it blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. And her name is Lady Audio. Okay, she has a podcast. This is her website, ladyaudio.com. Her name is Clara. And you'll see even on her website when she has resources, and that's what these guys do. These, in my opinion, are professionals. So she's giving you opportunities to go and find places to where you can up your game with your mixing and mastering. Okay. It is not simply a set of, I'm a mixing engineer, I'm a mastering engineer. With mastering, there's really 3 phases of mastering. Okay. And that's why your input level is so crucial. You really need to be between that -6 and -12. You've got to leave yourself room. So when you start tweaking your audio, that you have enough headroom to do so. So if you're using your input and you're just maxing out at a -1 as your input, yeah, you're going to meet the requirements, but you're going to scalp your audio. Okay. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and I want to bring up Audacity. And with Audacity now, I've got my microphone hooked up. It's an ATR 2100, very commonly used in podcasting. Okay. So at this point, I'm simply going to come up here and I'm going to, first I want to bring this down and I'm going to click the meter and it's going to show me what my noise floor is. Okay. Now your noise floor, a lot of times is combined with your background noise. So I've got the AC off. I've got everything set up kind of the way that I want it, but you'll hear it kick in and it is hot here this morning. I got the ceiling fan on warp 9, but that's all right. I know what to look for and I know how to get it out. If you're just starting out, you want all this stuff turned off, so you can get this noise floor down as low as you can. So I'm going to be silent. Let's go ahead and look at our noise floor coming into Audacity with the ATR US B2100. Now, as you can see right there, it's running about -78. Now, if you want to do ACX work, the maximum is a -60. Anything to the right-hand side of that, you will fail. They will not accept your audio. The maximum noise floor you can have is a -60. And he says, well, Mac, I got that, man. Look at your meter. Okay. But now listen, I'm going to click this again and I'm going to talk into the ATR 2100 and look where my input range is. Okay. So now as I speak into this, and I've got it just about as close as I can possibly get it, now I'm up here around the -33. I want to be down here around the -6 to -12. And there's a crucial reason for this. Okay? And you're saying, okay, Caster, over here, man, you can raise this up. And you're absolutely correct. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to be silent, and let's look how that affects our noise floor. Remember, the more input, the higher the noise floor is to begin with. I'm going to stay silent for a second. We're going to see where it rests at. I'm going to increase this, and you'll watch this more than likely move to the right. Okay, we're about at 75. Now, see, at this time, I've already passed that -60. Okay. Now, look, I would have to scream into this microphone, which is very uncomfortable to talk with. You want to talk at a normal voice. Okay. So what happens is this. When you come up, if it peaks out around the -24, 21, or wherever it's at, you've got to amplify this signal to get it over in this range. And when you amplify this signal, you're going to bring this noise floor right up with it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to be silent. Let's look at the noise floor, because right now, in order for me to hit that sweet spot, to hit that 9 to where I want it to be, I would have to add 6 dBs to it. Okay. Now, when I add that 6 dBs, it's going to put my noise floor down in the -40 range. Okay. Way too high, guys. Absolutely way too high. So this is what happens. And this is where I get these emails. How do I get it up? Well, the 2100 is a dynamic microphone. And if you don't go through a preamp with it, you're never going to make it. And what happens is you're going to chase these numbers back and forth. And then you're going to get into post-production and you're going to go crazy trying to get this out, because I tell you what everybody does. Okay? Everybody comes right up here to this effect and they hit that noise reduction and they go in there and they think that they're cleaning their audio. Well, when you've got to take out 54 dBs, okay, of noise, I promise you, you are degrading your audio. It just does not work. Audacity is a great mixing software. You want to put some tracks together, you want to create a playlist, you want to burn a CD, best software in the world, simple to use, easy to do it. Now, this is not my opinion. You go to their website and they will tell you that they are a mixing software. They've got one guy up there, I think he's got over 60,000 posts. He even says it is not a DAW system. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and get out of this. I just wanted to show you that real quick. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and click out of this and we're going to go into Reaper. And I've got this young lady's intro in here. Okay? Now, I want to bring a meter up, but I do not want it to play on this track. And I don't want to have to turn on the master. And I just wanted to show you this real fast. So I want this meter here on this track. So what I'm going to do is come over to routing. I'm going to click it. Actually, I apologize. I'm going to start a new track. That's track number 2 now. I'm going to come to routing. I'm going to come down, add new send, and I'm going to send this to track 2. Okay, now I'm going to grab this meter. I'm going to pull it over here. I'm going to take it off of this track. And now everything that plays on this track, and it looks like it didn't go over the way I wanted it to. So let me send it to track 2. Okay, there we go. Now, let's go back and I want you to listen. I absolutely love this intro. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to it.
Where's the EQ on the reverb? Delay time? Turn up the feedback. Wait. Hand the condenser to the left and the dynamic to the right. Lower the threshold. Raise the output. Wait. Set the frequency range. High pass.
Welcome to the Lady Audio Radio Show.
Hey everyone, my name is Clara and I'll be your host today on this audio adventure. We have a really cool show for you this week with a mastering engineer. His name is Olav and his music goes by the name DVR, which stands for Danish Voice of Reason. He says there was alcohol involved in the creation of that name, and I'll have to have him on the show again to go into more depth about that. Before we get into the interview, I wanted to invite you to please visit ladyaudio.com to subscribe to the show. The Lady Audio podcast is available on iTunes, YouTube, and Podbean, and you'll find links to all of those places on the Lady Audio website.
Okay, so like I said, I just absolutely fell in love with it. This young lady could be DJing anywhere. She could be on anybody's radio station. When she describes what she's doing and you can listen to it, it just amazes me. And in fact, I might try and work something up like that myself. I'm going to steal it from her. Actually, I'm going to ask her if I can borrow it. I'm not into stealing things. But like I said, I could just tell instantly when I heard it, the young lady definitely knows what she's doing. And it sounds great. It sounds gorgeous. So we were talking about, the plugins. We were talking about the things that you use. You have to remember back in the day, all this was analog, and it was absolutely trial and error. And audio's come a long way with the dolls that they have out there, and it makes it very easy to do what used to be, it just cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay? So there are so many free plugins out there. They're listed everywhere. And once I get time, I might go back and edit when I put the video up and just list a couple sites, to where you can go up there and get them. And this right here is a simple 2-knob peak limiter. And again, any professional, and listen, guys, I have courses. I bought courses. They're high dollar. And these guys go in there and they show you every single detail of what they're doing when they mix and master. And like I've said this before, nobody comes out of the birth canal knowing how to do this. But what every single one of the pros have in common is they play with them. They have to play with the plugins. You have to train your ears. You can use reference tracks, to kind of get that same kind of sound on something that you've heard that you really enjoyed. Okay? And that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to play around with this peak limiter. And that's why I brought it up. So we're going to go ahead and turn the, here you can see the other two that I have. With Reaper, you just click the bottom. It'll show you what you got up here. We'll play. This is a compressor. It's free. Okay. And the tri-leveler. Now, this is a little bit more complicated, but it's free. You can actually get into your micro dynamics. You can set all these parameters. It'll show you your output, what you're limiting, what you're gating at. This is a little bit more of a learning curve, but like anything else in life, guys, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. I've got this activated. This should be off. It is. And the tri-leveler should be off. And it is. Now, I'm just going to play this, and that's why I've got it looping. And you're going to see me turn these knobs. Watch the meter. Okay? Watch the meters, because it is so simple to use. And you can actually see what a peak limiter does. Okay? So let's go ahead and listen to it again.
Where's the EQ on the reverb? Delay time? Delay. Turn up the feedback. Wait. Hand the condenser to the left. And the dynamics to the right. Lower the threshold. Raise the output. Wait. Set the frequency range. High pass. Welcome to the Lady Audio Radio Show.
Hey everyone. My name is Clara, and I'll be your host today.
Now, did you notice I just literally raised the entire volume of that track, yet it will not peak over this -1. There's no distortion whatsoever, and this is simply pumping the volume. Okay? So let's go ahead and listen, and then I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to pump it on the actual track over here without the limiter, and you'll hear the distortion come in. And that's what's referred to as peaking. Okay? So let's go ahead and listen to this.
Where's the EQ on the reverb? Delay time? Delay. Turn up the feedback. Wait. Hand the condenser to the left. And the dynamics to the right. Lower the threshold. Raise the output. Wait. Set the frequency range. High pass. Welcome to the Lady Audio Radio Show.
So as you can tell, Okay. Your plugins can absolutely make your audio sound great, and they can destroy them if you use them improperly. Okay. And like I said, now we're just going to go ahead and put this back where it is. Reaper, just double click. It'll bring everything back to 0. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen to it again. And we're going to bring up some of these other plugins. Like I said, all these are free, guy. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead, and this one doesn't have the actual on and off. So there it is. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this one. Now I'm going to take this compressor, and I'm basically going to do the same thing I just did with this peak limiter. Okay. So let's go ahead and play with that a little bit.
Welcome to the Lady Audio Radio Show. Hey everyone, my name is Clara, and I'll be your host today on this audio adventure. We have a really cool show for you this week with a mastering engineer. His name is Olav, and his music goes by the name DVR, which stands for Danish Voice of Reason.
Now see what happened right there in Reaper? Because I went above a certain decibel, you see this over here? It automatically mutes that track. Okay? And that's something that's built into it. If you've got high dollar monitors, headphones, they don't want nobody getting their eardrums blown out, and they don't want to, hurt any of the equipment. So we simply unmute it if that ever happens to you. That's why that happens. So, now, do it properly.
Where's the EQ on the reverb? Delay time? Delay. Turn up the feedback. Wait. Hand the condenser to the left and the dynamics to the right. Lower the threshold. Raise the output. Wait. Set the frequency range. High pass.
Welcome to the Lady Audio Radio Show. Hey everyone, my name is Clara, and I'll be your host today on this audio adventure. We have a really cool show for you this week with a mastering engineer. His name is Olav, and his music goes by the name DVR, which stands for Danish Voice of Reason. He says there was alcohol involved in the creation of that name, and I'll have to have him on the show again to go into more depth about that. Before we get into the interview, I wanted to invite you to please visit ladyaudio.com to subscribe to the show. The Lady Audio podcast is available on iTunes, YouTube, and Podbean, and you'll find links to all of those places on the Lady Audio website.
Where's the EQ on the reverb? Delay time? Delay. Turn up the feedback. Wait. Hand the condenser to the left and the dynamics to the right. Lower the threshold. Raise the output. Wait. Set the frequency range. High pass.
Welcome to the Lady Audio Radio Show. Hey everyone, my name is Clara, and I'll be your host today on this audio adventure. We have a really cool show for you this week with a mastering engineer. His name is Olav, and his music goes by the name DVR, which stands for Danish Voice of Reason. He says there was alcohol involved in the creation of that name, and I'll have to have him on the show again to go into more depth about that. Before we get into the interview, I wanted to invite you to please visit ladyaudio.com to subscribe to the show. The Lady Audio podcast is available on iTunes, YouTube, and Podbean, and you'll find links to all of those places on the Lady Audio website.
Where's the EQ on the reverb? Delay time? Delay. Turn up the feedback. Wait. Hand the condenser to the left and the dynamics to the right. Lower the threshold. Raise the output. Wait. Set the frequency range. Wait. High pass.
Welcome to the Lady Audio.
So you see, guys, there's all kinds of different ways you can use your plugins in conjunction with each other. You can use them separately with by themselves. And there's only one way you're going to learn how to use them. Grab a piece of audio that you enjoyed listening to over and over. And Miss Clara, that's why I picked yours. I think I could listen to your intro 24 hours a day. You are absolutely brilliant. I absolutely just love what you did with it. Okay. So that's it, guys. There are things you need to do. You got to play with your DAW system. Nobody comes in. You are not going to find a book that says, set it here, put this here, do this here, hit play, and you're going to come out smelling like a rose. It does not work that way. Okay? Got any questions? Shoot me an email, admin@yourpodcastreview.com. Call me toll free, 843-RECORDS, Eastern Standard Time only, please, and only good within the boundaries of the United States of America. All right? Happy 4th of July. God bless. We are out of here.
There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, up, up. You'll be okay. A beautiful